Hello, this is Morgan Akins Virtual Library Reflection video. Here we have my Google Books library. Here is a list of the contemporary realistic fiction books that I chose to read, the fantasy books, the historical fiction, informational biography, literature, literature representing diverse populations, poetry, science fiction, and traditional literature and folk tales. From this project, I really took away, it kind of pushed me out of my box to kind of look at different genres of books, not just stay in the category that I'm most familiar with, which is usually the poetry section. My kids really enjoy those books, so that's where I find myself looking the most on Google and Amazon to purchase. But it really allowed me to get an eclectic list of books to read and experience. Many of them I was able to experience with my own children, and it was fun to see what books really caught their attention and which ones did not seem to hold their attention at all. So it was just a fun experience overall. So some of the books that were my favorite were the Magic School Bus series. I like those a lot just because of the illustrations, and it kind of opened up topics for discussion with my kids, and I think that that would be useful in the classroom setting. It kind of gives information to the kids and in a fun and engaging way. Another one of my favorite books was Josephine. I really like the illustrations in this book as well, and it told the story of Josephine Baker. She was an award-winning dancer, and it was just very interesting. Also, the going to the dentist was fun. My kids really enjoyed that one as well, and I did as well. We have dentist appointments coming up, and it's a fun way to open up that topic, and I can see that being used in the classroom as well. Now, some of my least favorite books that I chose, or that they turned out to be my least favorites, were Green Eggs and Hams. I actually had never really read that book in its entirety before, and I didn't really care for the illustrations in this book or the rhyming. For some reason, it didn't flow well for me. I know it's a lot of people's favorites, but for me, it was kind of at the bottom of my list. Another one that I was not a big fan of was, where did it go? Oh, Moi and Marie Antoinette. For some reason, that book just didn't stick out to me. I didn't like how the history was presented. Um, I just didn't feel like it read well. And it didn't really catch the interest of my kids or me either. So that was at the bottom of my list. And the book that I would like to use the most with my future students would be, Mary Poppins. And the reason I chose this book is because it's a very fun and exciting book. It's a fantasy book, very engaging to the students, something that the students have seen or may have seen with the movie. The book is a little bit different, but they can compare and contrast the copies. But I really feel like it has something in it for all students. And the main thing that I would want to get across is that reading can be fun, and once students find that book that interests them, I just hope it grabs them and encourages them more to read and seek out literature. So that is the book that I would choose to use with my future students. And that is that. And I hope you enjoyed the presentation.